Dark Myth WuKong, Chapter 45, Master and Disciple Bond. Realizing that the droplet above his head was the third five-colored divine stone, Sun WuKong felt no joy, only dread. His body's meridians were in chaos. At this point, even ordinary elixirs could block his energy flow, let alone the divine stone, which now seemed like a deadly poison to him. Unfortunately, this divine stone seemed determined to oppose him. Before WuKong could react, it burrowed into his forehead. Instantly, his entire body went rigid as a bone-chilling cold spread through him, and in a flash, he became a massive block of ice. The cold didn't stop there. It radiated outward, freezing the entire Ice Demon Tower in moments. From afar, the Ice Demon Tower looked like a crystal spire, sparkling and beautiful. But inside, there was no sign of life. All the water tribe had been frozen into statues. The world was silent, save for the whistling wind and drifting snowflakes. At that same moment, 1,000 miles away, Tang Sanzang, deep in meditation, suddenly felt his heart race and cold sweat poured down his body, as if stabbed in the chest. He snapped his eyes open, pupils contracting, the three-petaled flower in his eyes blooming wide. Turning, his gaze pierced the void, traversing the northern wastes, and witnessed the instant the water attribute five-colored divine stone entered WuKong's forehead, and the moment WuKong became a block of ice. Tang Sanzang leapt up, not even bothering to gather his belongings, and rushed north. Only one thought filled his mind: Sun WuKong is in danger. He didn't consider whether his mortal body could survive the perilous northern wastes, nor that using the Void Eye had left him gravely injured. The Void Eye was a power Tang Sanzang gained after the transformation flower evolved into the Void Transformation Flower. It granted him extraordinary vision, but at a steep price: 1/3 of his essence blood, half his spiritual power, and 10 years of lifespan just to barely use it. The stronger the target and the farther the distance, the greater the cost. This time, Tang Sanzang had spent 50 years of his lifespan, leaving his body extremely weak, so much so that even a Deluo, golden immortal, could easily kill him. Yet, none of this mattered to Tang Sanzang. Only one thought filled his mind: Sun WuKong must not die. But the northern wastes were merciless. They cared nothing for his noble intentions. Setting foot there meant facing the harshest trials of nature. In less than half a day, Tang Sanzang's spiritual power was exhausted, and every step became a struggle. The crushing pressure and biting winds brought him excruciating pain. Each step required all his strength. Without his unwavering will, he would have perished long ago on this endless frozen plain. Even so, Tang Sanzang had reached his limit. His consciousness faded, sustained only by instinct and sheer determination. But no matter how strong his will, he could not overcome the terrifying cold and pressure of the northern wastes. After 8 hours, Tang Sanzang collapsed. Even in unconsciousness, one hand still stretched forward. But the remaining distance was simply too great. He could not cross it. Soon, Tang Sanzang was buried under snow. The fierce winds sealed him in ice. The entire northern wastes fell silent again, devoid of any sign of life, only endless wind and raging blizzards. Time passed quietly. 3 days. 5 days. 7 days. Whether it was the Ice Demon Tower where WuKong was frozen, or the northern wastes where Tang Sanzang fell, all was as still as death. The 10th day, the 12th, until the 15th, WuKong had been frozen for half a month. Finally, after 20 days, a change occurred at the water tribe's sacred Ice Demon Tower. The ice created by WuKong's fusion with the water attribute five-colored divine stone began to show signs of melting, growing more pronounced with time. A day later, moonlight rain fell from the sky. After 20 days of being frozen, the Ice Demon Tower finally broke free in a roar that shook the heavens. 2 thick layers of extreme cold ice shattered. turning to fine powder that drifted everywhere. Cold moonlight fell, covering the northern wastes in a mystical layer of ice dust. When the ice dust landed where Tang Sanzang was frozen, it suddenly shimmered. A figure appeared, space itself seeming meaningless before this person. But before this person could dig through the ice to save anyone, a faint little flower emerged from Tang Sanzang's forehead. Instantly, a blaze erupted, melting all the snow and ice on the ground. There, under the cold moonlight, a body encased in ice was revealed. The little flower began to tremble, releasing an unstoppable wave of sorrow. The newcomer, caught off guard, was instantly overwhelmed by this grief, tears streaming down their face, heart filled with anguish. In truth, even without the flower's sorrowful will, they would not have been able to hold back their emotions. That person was none other than Sun WuKong, who had just broken free from the ice demon tower. On the ground lay Tang Sanzang, who had come to save WuKong. But now, Tang Sanzang's life force was completely gone. The little flower, none other than the void transformation, flower emitted its sorrowful will and began to circle Tang Sanzang's body. With each revolution, the sorrow grew stronger. Soon the entire northern wastes was enveloped in this overwhelming grief. All living beings, no matter how strong, could not help but weep, a pain and sorrow from the depths of their souls, lingering endlessly. For a moment, the entire northern wastes echoed with cries of grief. The sorrowful will continued to spread. When the transformation flower first appeared, the scene of 10,000 blossoms reign, and the powerful sorrow it evoked already revealed its extraordinary nature. Now, having merged with the soul of the Western Lion Queen and evolved into the void transformation flower, its power to evoke sorrow was even greater. Tears streamed down Sun WuKong's face as he clutched his chest. The pain there was sharper than the agony of his meridians being severed, so intense he felt he could barely breathe. Sun WuKong cried out hoarsely, as if only by screaming could he release the pain in his heart. He fell to his knees, the hard ice cracking beneath him.
I, old Sun, have wronged you.